Hey guys, what's up? It's Dusk here, and today I'm going to be telling you the story of how a psychotic group of summer camp kids pretty much stalked me and my friends and attacked us when we were on a camping trip. So, anyways, let's get right into the video. So, this all happened this summer. I think it's like in the beginning of August, I would have to say. And, basically, me and my family were going on a little trip to Vermont and meeting some friends there. If you watch my channel, you'll know my friend, his channel's Wrecker. So I'm just going to refer to him as that, so no one, like, finds his name and, like, looks him up in white pages and fucking stalks him and tracks down where he lives. So I'm just going to call people in this video by their YouTube names. So, anyways, back to the story. Basically, my dad was on a work trip, and he had a hotel in Vermont. So, the first night that we were there, we visited the campsite and stayed at the hotel in the night. So, when we got to the campsite, it was really, like, it was pouring rain, pretty gray skies and stuff. And, there wasn't much to do, like, at our site. We weren't going to sit outside in the rain. So, we wanted to do something, and me and my friend got on our mountain bikes and kind of rode around and explored the site. And we went down to the fishing docks, and for a little reference later in the story, my sister and my friend are fucking, and her friend, which is my friend's brother, are fucking fishing. Like, they're addicted to fishing. They're like cocaine addicts, but instead to just casting the line, it's sitting there for hours, and basically they spend a majority of their time at the fishing docks. So anyway, the first time they went there, we came with them, and me and my friend were just standing there, kind of like talking and occasionally taking a turn casting the rod. And we saw out of the corner of our eye, like, a little rock, kind of like tumble by, like, the little, I don't know, like, sandy area by the docks. And at first we didn't think much of it, but then the second rock hit, and this time it was really close to us. It actually bounced off the dock, and we were like, okay, what the fuck is that? So we looked up, and there was a small cliff overlooking the dock, and apparently there was a campsite there. So anyway, we look up, and we have the cliche middle school and his quote-unquote funny friends being all douchey and hucking rocks at us, and we were pretty pissed because that could actually hit someone and hurt them real bad. So basically, what me and my friend decided to do as a prank was we hid I actually had some silly string in my car in the passenger seat. So basically what I decided to prank them, and what I did was I hid my friend's vlogging camera in the bushes, and my friend got the silly string, and our plan was that we'd bike by the kids and just spray them in the face. My friend would spray them right as we were biking by, because I was way too scared to do that, like, too fucking wimpy. So I made my friend do it. And anyway, so I'm hiding the camera in the bushes, and my boy Wrecker here, he bikes right past the kids, and as he goes by, obviously he sprays them in the face. And we got a good laugh out of it. We got out of there pretty quickly, though. We didn't want them to recognize us. So anyway, the day goes by. It's pretty normal, and we head to the bathrooms at some point, just to use the bathroom really quickly. And it was kind of like, I would say, like 6 or 7 o'clock ish. And these kids have like flashlights out, and they're like, did you see anyone with silly string? And we were like, holy shit, this is pretty awkward because it was us. But I mean, my friend had, at the time, he still does now, but I don't know, like, in the future if he's gonna keep it this way. But he had he dyed his hair blue, and I have no fucking idea how anyone could, like, not recognize the one kid at the entire campsite with blue hair. But somehow they failed to remember that it was him. Like, he was going by fast, but still, you notice something like that, right? So we just said no, it wasn't us, and it was some scrawny redhead kid who we saw earlier, which his brother was a redhead, and no offense to his brother, like, that was just a joke. Probably in retrospect we shouldn't have done that, but they didn't find him anyway. They probably knew that we were lying about who did it, so and they had an idea. They probably knew that we were just saying like our friend did it, but they didn't know that it was us. So anyway, continued. We went home. We went to our hotel, and my friend's family was, like, staying at the campsite the first night. We got back, and I asked them if anything else had happened, and my friends actually said that the kids were like looking, like they were actively searching to find who it was, and I'm like, okay, fucking stalker, like you guys are actively biking around the campsite looking for us. It's not fucking creepy at all. So anyway, we decided to like bike around and just kind of like listen in on what they were saying a little bit, like when we were at the dock, because we could kind of hear it when we were there. But every time we biked by them, they started saying biker gang, like every time we rode our bikes by their campsite, and it was super obnoxious and annoying, like haha, thug life, am I right? You guys are so funny. But they just said biker gang every time we biked by. It's like, yeah, I guess you could say we are a biker gang. We're two people who actually fucking exercise and, I don't know, leave our campsite to do anything besides stalk random people, because when they weren't like looking around for us, these kids just sat on their campsite eating Doritos and using their iPod touches, and yeah, I'm pretty sure they got like no exercise besides just trying to hunt us down. And anyway, it got really obnoxious. We just kind of ignored them. Just every time we went by there, I remember I sped by wicked fast. Just I didn't want to even like deal with them at all. So I mean, after a little bit, we think they're getting more and more suspicious, to the point where we can tell they know that we were the ones who silly stringed them. So because they're saying stuff like they're provoking us, they're like, hey, what about that silly string, guys? And at this point, we were getting a little bit weirded out. So we spent the night at the campsite, and the next day, like a little bit later, towards the afternoon, we were down at the docks again. But this time, I was with my 4-year-old brother, my dad, and my 8-year-old brother, as well as like us, like the people who were there before, and a friend they made, who was also kind of young. And these kids, they started throwing rocks again, but even harder and towards us, when there was fucking like babies on the dock. And they're completely like idiotic. I have no idea what the hell is wrong with their brain cells. They must have some kind of like unknown disease or something. But they thought it was a good idea to throw rocks. So my dad's friend who was with them decided to like yell at them, like he was like, cut the shit. And basically the kids thought they were so funny, like, oh, look at the old man. So yeah, big whoop, right, guys? You know, just huck rocks about a bunch of kids. Oh wait, someone actually is worried about safety. What a fucking moron, am I right, guys? So anyway, basically when we were they were also, after they said this, they were trying to like sneak back, like they were trying to sneak down like the kind of like cliff/hill thing to us. We have no idea why, but we said, oh yeah, real stealthy, because we could literally hear them. Like, they weren't stealthy at all, like they were really loud coming down, and they just sprinted back up like the bunch of wimps they are. And anyway, we were coming back to our campsite, and we have to pass their campsite in order to get to ours. So it was pretty awkward. As they were walking by, they kept like shouting like gibberish at us, like the typical annoying middle schooler kind of stuff, like haha, savage, silly string, biker gang, like that kind of stuff. And basically, we decided to get back at them. We were like, oh yeah, didn't your counselors tell you to go to sleep? Bunch of little shits. You're probably just cranky because you didn't get enough rest. And it was funny because my 4-year-old brother, he was like, yeah, go to bed. And it's the hilarious thing, because they couldn't do anything because our parents were there, and he's a little kid. Like, I mean, they should have common sense. They can't do anything. So that was pretty hilarious. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the reason that we knew they were in a summer camp is because they had a camp bus, and it said the name of their camp on it. I'm not really going to disclose that, but I guess their summer camp was taking a field trip for a week to go camping. And so yeah, and the next day, this was our last day staying at the campsite. The kids, they had actually left to go on a day trip somewhere, but they left the bus there, and their tents were still there, so they were coming back, we knew. And we thought it was funny just to get some like rocks and draw some like, you know, like some dicks in the mud. Nothing too bad. We didn't say anything rude or offensive. We just drew some dicks. We thought it was funny. Like, nothing really that wrong. And anyway, so we left, and because my family was like leaving Vermont, but my friends were staying an extra day, and they were renting kayaks. And when they came back from renting kayaks, these kids, apparently they reported us to the ranger. They reported us to the ranger? Oh, you were the ones who were like fucking hucking rocks. So anyway, the kids sent pictures of the chicken scratched penis that we drew, that was barely even distinguishable. And apparently these were his exact words. this is the most vulgar thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like, oh, buddy, you haven't seen fucking anything. If a chicken scratch dick drawn by some, like, middle schoolers at the time was, the most vulgar thing you ever seen. So yeah. Also, a little side story, the ranger that, interrogated my friends, he also, one of the nights when we were going to the dock at night, and he was like patrolling just to check on the camp, and we happened to be going the opposite direction of his like truck, so it looked a bit suspicious, and he followed us, and he was like, fine night we're having, when he met up with us. So I think he was like, he probably thought that we were like a bunch of like teens just trying to like ruin everything, but we really weren't doing anything bad there. And my friend's mom explained the whole thing, and the guy was okay with it. So, he understood the story. So, yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.